So hello my dear students, today we are going to start a new concept, that is reflection with respect to a hyperspace. So first of all, let us try to understand what is the meaning of hyperspace. So if we are having a vector space of dimension n, then the subspace of dimension n minus 1 is called as a hyperspace. The meaning is, suppose you are having a vector space of dimension 3, then the subspace of dimension 2 is called as what? A hyperspace. So over here we are going to find reflection with respect to a hyperspace. So remember, this works if you are having a vector space of dimension n and you should have a subspace of dimension n minus 1, and you need one more thing. You need a unit vector that is perpendicular to w, or you can say orthogonal to w. Once we have this, then we can easily find a map, that is a reflection map with respect to what? W. Now just try to understand it geometrically. So for example, if I take one vector space, obviously R2 is a good example to understand, and suppose my subspace is x-axis. So I am having, we are having inbuilt x-axis and y-axis, we will use it. Yeah, so somewhat like this. Where are they? Just a minute. Yeah, so what is going on? Yes, now let us try to understand. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is my w actually, right? Now what do you mean by reflection with respect to w? Now reflection map is a map from what? V to V, whatever the vector space is. So over here your reflection map is going to be from what? R2 to R2. Now in order to have a reflection map, we need a unit vector perpendicular to what? W, means a unit vector perpendicular to a hyperspace. So can you tell me a unit vector perpendicular to x-axis? It is easy. It is y-axis is a line perpendicular to x-axis. So if you know a vector along y-axis, then definitely you can tell a vector that is perpendicular to x-axis. So which is a vector along y-axis? There are many vectors. You have 0 1 0 2 0 3 and so on, but I want the unit vector. So which is the unit vector along y-axis? That is 0 1. So my choice of u will be 0 1. Why it is a unit vector? Because norm of u, that is nothing but what? Under root of inner product of u with u is going to be 1, as you know. 0 1 with 0 1. So since we are dealing with dot product, it is going to be 0 multiplied by 0, that is 0, plus this 1 multiplied by 1, that is 1, which is equal to root 1, and that is 1. Okay, so one can easily do that. So naturally my choice of u is going to be 0 1. You can have any vector along y-axis. Suppose I have 0 3, suppose, but this is not a unit vector. So you can always convert a vector into a unit vector. How can you convert it? If this is my v, simply divide it by norm of it, so you will get a unit vector. So this can be done, that is not an issue. Okay, so naturally over here my unit vector orthogonal to x-axis is going to be 0 1. So let us try to understand. So what will be my t of xy in this case? So since this v is an element of capital V, over here our capital V is R2, so that is what our V will look like, right? So which is equal to V is xy minus twice inner product of xy with 0 1, and outside we are having 0 1. If you simplify it, xy minus twice, so what will be this inner product? So x multiplied by 0 is 0, plus y multiplied by 1 is y, and this is 0 1. So if you simplify it a bit, it will be xy minus, if you put that 2y inside, 0 comma 2y, and which is equal to what? this x minus 0 is x and y minus 2y is minus y. So this is our map and this is our reflection map in fact. So sometimes it is also denoted by RW. R stands for reflection and W is with respect to subspace W. So this is a reflection map with respect to which subspace W. Now what is the meaning of it? So तुमच्याकडे if you are having some sort of a curve like this, okay, so this is your x-axis, which one? This one, right? So what will be the reflection of this curve along x-axis? The reflection is going to be somewhat like this. Is that okay? And this will be continued. This is the meaning of reflection, right? So that is what this map is giving us. For example, suppose I am having a point somewhere here, and suppose this point is, let me say, what we should take 5 comma some 4. Now what we will get is, we will get now reflection of this point somewhere here with the help of our map, and let us see what is that point. So what will be my t of 5 4? If we calculate, t of 5 4 will be 5 comma minus 4, 5 comma minus 4. This is nothing but t of 5 4. So this 5 minus 4 is a reflection of which point? 5 4 along which axis? The x-axis, that is our W. So this can be done along any line passing through origin. Over here I have taken W to be x-axis. So if we are having somewhat like this, any line passing through origin, you can find reflection with respect to this line also. So how to do it? Suppose you are having this point, then your reflection will be obviously on the other side of the line. But how to get it? Simply draw a line perpendicular to this line, and then over here you are going to get that point. I hope you are getting it. That is what I have done here. So simply draw a line perpendicular to x-axis, continue it, and this is your reflection, that is 5 comma minus 4. I hope you are getting my point. So therefore, if you are having such type of curve, your reflection is going to be somewhat like this. Along what? This is going on along x-axis, but remember W can be any line passing through origin, because dimension of any line passing through origin is 1. Since V is R2, what should be our choice of W? It should be a subspace of dimension 1. So you can choose any line. Now if we talk about R3, the examples in R3, then what should be your W? W should be a subspace of dimension 2. It means it should be a plane passing through origin. Is that okay? So if we are having a vector space of dimension n, then you should have a subspace of dimension n minus 1. Then we can define what? Reflection with respect to that subspace. Okay. So just some space over here, and we'll go for next theorem, that is theory question number 10. So let us see what that theory question is saying. So let V be a n-dimensional inner product space and W be a subspace of V of dimension n minus 1, means W is a hyperspace. Let U be a unit vector orthogonal to W, or you can say perpendicular to W. Show that T from V to V defined by T of x is equal to x minus twice inner product of x with U multiplied by U is an orthogonal linear transformation such that T of W is equal to W for all W belonging to W, and T of U is equal to minus U. So first of all, what we will do is, first of all we are going to show that T is a orthogonal linear transformation, and then we will show that T satisfies these two conditions. But what is the definition of OLT? So first of all, a linear transformation is said to be a OLT if it preserves the inner product, right? This is the definition. So first of all, what we will show that, we will show T is a linear transformation, and then we will show that it preserves inner product. It preserves inner product in the sense what? It satisfies this condition. Inner product of Tx Ty is equal to inner product of x with y. I hope you are getting it. So first of all, I have written the given things, so just we will see what is typed. Yes, so first of all the given things, and then I am having this. Now don't forget that this u is a unit vector perpendicular to w. So u is a unit vector in the sense what we are having norm of u to be equal to 1. When is vector said to be unit? If norm of u is 1. So if norm of u is 1, but what is the value of norm? It is under root of inner product of u with u will be equal to 1. But if you square it on both sides, you will get inner product of u with u is equal to 1. So u is a unit vector. So in other words, you can say that inner product of u with u is equal to 1. Okay, because that will be required in our proof. Yes, so these are the given things. Then we have to show this. So first of all, we are going to show that T is a OLT, and that is nothing but T is a linear transformation, and second one is inner product of Tx with Ty is equal to inner product of x with y for all xy belonging to V. Now in order to show T is a linear transformation, what we are going to show? We are going to show that for any xy belonging to V and alpha beta belonging to R, which condition should be satisfied? T of alpha x plus beta y should be equal to alpha times T of x plus what? Beta times T of y. Right? So therefore I have taken two elements of V and two elements of R, which are arbitrary elements, and what I am supposed to show? My claim is T of alpha x plus beta y is equal to alpha times T of x plus beta times T of y. So these are the straightforward calculations. You can also easily check it, but chalo, let us do it. So I'll say consider T of alpha x plus beta y, which is equal to, see how the map is defined. So it will be alpha x plus beta y minus twice inner product of alpha x plus beta y, inner product of alpha x plus beta y with u outside u, which is further equal to alpha x plus beta y minus twice inside the bracket inner product of alpha x with u plus inner product of beta y with u outside it is u, which is further equal to alpha x plus beta y minus twice inner product of alpha x with u outside it is u minus twice inner product of beta y with u outside it is u, which is further equal to, so bring terms of alpha together, beta together, and take alpha out. So this is alpha x minus twice inner product of alpha x with u outside it is u plus beta y minus twice inner product of beta y with u outside it is u. So which is further equal to, if you take this alpha out, so this will be further equal to, alpha is out inside, x minus twice inner product of x with u outside it is u plus beta is out, inner product of y, no, y minus inner product of y with u, and outside it is u. And if you observe properly, this is nothing but T of x and this is nothing but T of y, and that is what we wanted to prove, and therefore T is a linear transformation. Now we will show that T preserves inner product. So that is what is written here. Yes. So therefore T is a linear transformation. Now we are going to prove T preserves inner product, but before that just I will erase it out. So in order to prove T preserves inner product, I will say let xy belongs to V be any elements. What we have to show, our claim is to show this. Okay, so what I will consider, inner product of Tx with Ty. So put the value of Tx, put the value of Ty. Tx is x minus twice inner product of x with u, outside it is u, comma y minus twice inner product of y with u, outside it is u, which is further equal to, so what we will do is, first of all we will keep the second coordinate fixed and we will distribute the first coordinate of the inner product. So it will be inner product of x with y minus twice inner product of y with u, outside it is u, minus inside the bracket twice inner product of x with u, outside it is u, and the second coordinate is y minus twice inner product of y with u, outside it is u. So which is further equal to inner product of x with y minus inner product of x with twice inner product of y with u, this is u, minus, now you should be careful due to this minus sign, so I will put a bracket. So inner product of twice inner product of x with u, comma with y, then the minus sign appears, then inner product of twice inner product of x with u, outside it is u, comma twice inner product of y with u, right? So y with u and outside it is u, which is further equal to inner product of x with y minus, now what I can do is, see, inner product is always a real number, this 2 is also a real number, so this is a product of real numbers, so you can treat it as some alpha, so that can be taken out of the inner product sign, so it will be minus alpha times inner product of x with u, and what is our alpha? I will directly write it down. So this is twice inner product of y with u, that is our alpha, and inside inner product of x with u, minus, now what will be this term? Again you can take this twice inner product of x with u out, so minus twice inner product of x with u is out, and inside what is left out? Inner product of u with y. Now this minus and minus will become plus. Now this is also a real number and this is also a real number, so that can be taken out, so 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4, so 4 inner product of x with u multiplied by inner product of y with u, and this is inner product of u with u, which is further equal to, now as I told you before, inner product of u with u will be 1, so what is left out then? So this is equal to inner product of x with y, this minus 2, this minus 2, I think it is one and the same term, yes, so it will be minus 4 times inner product of x with u, outside it is inner product of y with u, plus 4 times inner product of x with u and inner product of y with u, so this term and this term will get cancelled out and we'll get our inner product of x with y, and that is what we wanted. So therefore we have proved that T is a linear transformation, and we have also proved that T preserves inner product, so therefore T is an orthogonal linear transformation. That is what these calculations are all about. So now we are supposed to show that two things. First one is T of w is equal to w, and the second thing is T of u is equal to minus u, and this we are supposed to prove for all w belonging to w, right? So I will say let w belonging to w be any element, and I am going to consider this T of w. So what will be my T of w? My T of w will be w minus twice inner product of w with u, outside it is u, which is further equal to. Now see, we are saying that u is a unit vector orthogonal to w. So u is a unit vector orthogonal to w means what? U is perpendicular to w. So when do we say two vectors are orthogonal? I hope you remember, x and y are orthogonal if their inner product is 0, right? If inner product of x with y is equal to 0. Now over here what is happening is, this u is orthogonal to w, so the meaning is inner product of u with every element of w is going to be 0. I hope you are getting my point. Since this u is orthogonal to w, what is the meaning of it? It means that inner product of this u with every element of w is going to be 0. Now since this w is a element of w, so therefore this inner product of w with u will be 0, because inner product of w with u what and u with w what, it is one and the same. So therefore this is equal to w minus twice, this will be 0, u, and which will be equal to what? W. I hope you got it. This is due to the fact that u is orthogonal to w. Now we have to show t of u is equal to minus u, so that is straightforward. What will be my t of u? T of u will be u minus twice inner product of u with u, outside it is u, which is equal to, now inner product of u with u is 1, so it will be u minus twice u, and that is nothing but minus u, and that is what we wanted to prove. Now try to understand what is the meaning of it. But the meaning is, under a reflection map, what is happening, elements of w are mapped to elements of w. This is the meaning. And the vectors that are orthogonal to w, in fact the unit vectors that are orthogonal to w are mapped to what? The negative of them, in the sense u is mapped to what? Minus u. This is the meaning. So that's all about this theory question. So in the next class we are going to solve some examples depending upon it. Before that, just we will see what I have done here. So therefore this condition is satisfied, therefore from 1 and 2 t is orthogonal linear transformation. Now it remains to show that t of w is equal to w and t of u is equal to minus u. So for any w belonging to w, I will consider this. And that is what I have written here. U belongs to w per, in the sense what? U is orthogonal to w. So therefore this will happen, therefore t of w is equal to w. And now I am going to consider this, and this inner product of u with u is norm of u square, किंवा डायरेक्टली इनर प्रोडक्ट ऑफ यू विथ यू इज इक्वल टू 1 असं वापरलं तरी चालेल. ठीक आहे, डझंट मॅटर. सो यू मायनस ट्वाइस यू विच इज मायनस यू, and that is what we wanted to prove. So that's all. We will stop here for today. So in the next class we are going to see examples on this topic. So if you are having any doubts, so obviously you can call me or you can message me. So that's all. Thank you.